Alright, so some explanation, because anybody who's only watching the streams isn't going to understand what they're looking at now. What I'd done before, yesterday, yesterday I wasn't feeling so hot, so I decided I wasn't going to stream yesterday. Time goes by, I played another couple of stream things that I already had planned. So what ended up happening was I decided I can't let this go. I'm gonna come back on a stream day and all they're gonna see is me grind or fail or whatever. So I decided that I was gonna record myself grinding levels so that we are a little bit, at least, more powerful than we were before. And I think I ground for about 5-6 hours, and then died in the dungeon, losing all my progress. And I thought to myself, ah, damn it! So, I refreshed the ROM, which brought me back to just before, or just after I had beaten the, was it the water temple or whatever? I was so low level, so I stayed up the whole night, getting back to where I was, and then a little extra spent grinding again to get to where I am now. And I recorded that, which is why, if you see the video, I'm wearing... it's what I wear at night, okay? Judge me if you will, but that's what I wear at night. And I'm out of it because I'm just so freaking tired. It's like, I can't let them see how much I screwed up. I've got to go back, and I've got to get it all back. So, here I am now. Sorry, just outside, ready to go back in, ready to finally kill Chaos and take back the world from the Looper-esque scenario that Garland has decided to put us all in. I think I found, that these worms here are like the best things to grind for experience, because they barely hurt you, and like if you get 3 or 4 of them together, that's like 3 or 4K experience. Unfortunately, it's something that I learned way too late into the grinding. Let's see, what did they give us here? Yeah, about 2K for 2 of them. And you saw how little they hurt me? Unfortunately, I think I was working on this level or 1 or 2 levels past it. Yeah, I was doing most of my grinding on this level early on when I was failing so hard. Because I found how much experience these... See if I can run away from them real quick. These gas dragons... The poison attack they do does a lot of damage, and it hurts everybody. Okay, couldn't run away, so I just let them all take a lot of damage for no reason. They give a really good amount of experience, but at the same time, they have a habit of killing Rafferty, and sometimes Griffin for some reason. Really is bad when you're trying to grind out levels. I mean, they're fine when they try and hit you one at a time. But when they do that poison attack... When they do that poison attack, it hits everybody. And once again, specifically Rafferty for 120, 200 damage. It's the reason why Rafferty is right now so far behind everybody else in experience. There are a lot of fights where he just gets wiped out. Can't explain it. Well, actually, I can. I think it's because we took the buckler away from him at one point. And that's just where he's at. At the same time, he doesn't have the high-level spells or incredible fighting gear that everybody else does. So, it's like, do I want to travel across the world to get him a buckler again, or... We just want to let it play where it lies. No offense to Raph here, but I'm in the, I think I'm solidly in the let it play where it lies camp. Because his damage is like 100 at best most of the time, and that's if you got the spell that directly opposes the creature you're fighting. And now we're aiming for the end of game here, folks, so we kind of need to focus on the people that are gonna get us there. Again, no offense to Raph, love the guy, but he is not gonna get us there. He's gonna die well ahead of time. The fact that he is, you know, 2 levels below everybody else isn't gonna help that at all, but hopefully the walk down the chaos isn't gonna help him a little bit. Let's use... You know what? We haven't used any of those heals in forever. Let's just start pumping those out. Again, he's got such a low maximum health that even these heals will do it for him better than the spells will. And if we can, we really need to save the cure 4s and whatnot for the final battle, because that's the those are the maximum heal. I don't foresee us having any trouble just getting down there and fighting him. Once I started to grind this place and we just decided, you know, every fight was a fight we were going to have. None of the stuff in here is real dangerous. Mostly it's just the groups of 3 mages and a fighter that turn out to be a problem. Sometimes groups of 5 to 6 sorcerers also show up, and they'll obviously just kill somebody out of nowhere. But that's mostly lower level stuff, like just before Tiamat. And even then, we should have lives left to be able to cast. For me, this place is now like the Cave of Marsh. I've been here so many times. I don't foresee myself getting lost anytime soon. It's going to be something where we do the whole Final Fantasy playthrough, right? And we go back and we start playing the remakes. And I'm going to remember all these places by heart 20 years from now. That's where they are in my head now. They were so annoying. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That I'm going to remember them because of the frustration, or am I going to remember them because they were fun? I suppose I'll save that for like an after game review. Like I'll put all the recordings together into one video, super speed them up to like 2,000, 4,000%. You know, whatever the length of time it is for me to get out a, hey, this is what the story of the game was, and these are the bits I remember, and here's what I felt about the game, sort of thing. Whatever speed's required for me to get my thoughts out in time. I should also point out again that these are the thoughts I have, with the confidence level I have that I'll beat the game in the next little bit. If that doesn't happen, you're gonna see a real loss of energy here, and I'm just gonna kick back to grind out some more, I guess. But I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping that this is the moment. This is the run. Because otherwise, we're already in recorded time, even with the full-on grinding stuff, 10 hours or so plus past the normal amount of time it takes people to beat this game. That doesn't even include, that doesn't even include my fuck-ups, where I ground for like 5 or 6 hours, then refreshed the ROM and, erased all forward progress. I don't know if you would include that, though. Technically, that is like, I traveled back in time. But yeah, no. It's already taken me like 10 hours longer than it takes a normal person to play. I don't know if the normal person playing aspect includes them looking stuff up. And if there's like a, hey, this is how long it takes a normal person without any information to beat the game. Beat it number. Because if there's one of those, I would like to know that number. And I guess put myself in the middle somewhere. Clearly I've had somebody telling me what to do some of the time. But at the same time, there's been large parts of it where I've been wandering around on my own with no clue. And there's also been those times, Arcloid, I know you're watching, where you didn't tell me the information. Like the fact Rafferty doesn't have life because nobody... Yeah, I already pointed out that you're here. I know when you're watching. The fact Rafferty doesn't have the life spell because at no point until the last 10 plus hours of the game that I've been playing did somebody mention that red mages can use white spells. That would have been a game changer. I mean, you weren't here for a part arc where I was mentioning the wipe of the ROM, but I had to go back and reteach everybody all their spells again. And in doing so, I actually did give Rafferty the exit spell. Because in all my failed grinds, whenever lessons died, that was it. We were done. So at the very least now, if I have to grind, Rafferty can get us out of the dungeon if Lessons is dead. Yes. I mean, you understand that's like, hey, I'm gonna toss you onto Mars. I hope you understand the Martian civilization. So the correct response to that is, what Martian civilization? Not, oh, I thought you knew the particulars of talking to the third gender of Martians. Crazy. That's all I'm saying. And yes, that is the example I'm gonna go with. Talking to Martians. Like I said, I'm hoping that these additional levels and the spells that we gained along the way will be enough to help us defeat Chaos. And you know what? I actually don't know what the end game of the world is. Because the world 2,000 years from now is fine. We solved all the problems. The world is no longer being wrecked by the fiends. And now everybody who's been left behind by the problems the fiends caused have entire emphasis to be able to, you know, solve their societies and rebuild now. As I pointed out before, technically, we already dealt with Garland. The fact that he goes back in time 2,000 years to, like, do a time loop scenario? Well, the Garland that we find already has to be from 2,000 years ago, right? No, I should probably just leave all this for a recap. It just doesn't occur to me that his I'm going to beat the time loop by going into a time loop makes much sense. So he's the first guy we found. We found him and he was sitting there and we killed him. And his plan is I'm gonna go back so that I can sit here for 2,000 years and I'll kill you when you come and get me. It doesn't matter that he created it or not, he's in it. He's the one that's there. Again, his plan is, you defeated me, so the fiends sent me back 2,000 years so that I'll be here when you get here. Right, like you were when we defeated you. Because you're in a time loop. None of this changes. I mean, I don't know what our story is after we defeat him here, because that's literally the only way to defeat the time loop. But even then, are we not ourselves now trapped in this time loop? Because it was predestination that the fiends sent him back so that he can then be there in the future for us to defeat, which leads us onto our mission to defeat the fiends and then go back in time to defeat him. Is that the end of the time loop, or is that the beginning of the time loop? I mean, he's a fallen hero, Garland. So is he injured in the future because we defeated him in the past, and this is as long as it takes for him to heal? I mean, it just feels like our part is the end of the time loop, and his claiming that his part is his part claiming that he's the end of the time loop doesn't make sense, because he's the instigator of the time loop. I just mean in this aspect, if he did create it, that means he's the one trapped by it. And the only way to defeat that is by outside forces, of which we are. But we are also in the time loop because of him. So I guess it's entirely based on what happens at the end of the game. What the storyline says that the Warriors of Light do once they defeat Garland. Because, I mean, if we get sent back to the future and go back to the temple and Garland is there again, then we're trapped in the loop. But if we're sent back to the future and Garland's not there, like we get sent past the point that Garland existed, then it's only a time loop for Garland, not a time loop for us. He's trapped in a loop where he gets defeated by the Heroes of Light in the modern day. The Fiends send him back. The heroes defeat the Fiends, go back, defeat him, get sent back to the future, and he has to repeat those two segments over and over again for all eternity. I mean, that's just my read on it. It all depends on what the game says after we defeat Chaos. So, I mean, he's not Chaos in the future, so maybe he doesn't just sit there kneeling for 2,000 years. Alright. I think we're 2 levels away from the bottom now. Just got this giant curvy hallway thing to do, and then the level that the Masamune is on. But as I already said in the previous grind, I already got the Masamune and then left. What do we got? So really, we got all the gear we could want, unless we, for some reason, decide to go back and get Rafferty a buckler. But I don't foresee it being so important, because he's only got 3 or 4 spells of the level that I think will do any harm. I think at best he might have Temper, which I think we want to throw on Raktus and Griffin, along with the Null Wall, or whatever it's called. Like I said, hopes and prayers that this run is the final run to beat the game, and I stop embarrassing myself with my subpar Final Fantasy playthrough, so that we can start a secondary subpar Final Fantasy playthrough with Final Fantasy II. The actual Final Fantasy II, not Final Fantasy V, renamed Final Fantasy II, which we'll get to later. Which will be equally confusing because we'll be playing it in English, which means it'll say that it's Final Fantasy II. It'll look really weird on the playlist, because every time we load up the game, it's going to say you're playing Final Fantasy II, and I'll be like, let me explain, guys. Also, while I was doing the editing last night, something I found that I really do enjoy is that the soundtrack to this game, with all the menu options and everything, you crank that stuff up to 2000% speed, it still sounds amazing. Me playing the game for 4 to 5 hours, shrunk down by 2000% speed to 22 minutes. So worth listening to. Like an 8-bit soundtrack for the background. Sorry, for a second there, I forgot if I was going forwards or backwards. Even at this point, the game exiting you from combat, facing straight down, and not the direction you were going before, has a massively disorienting effect on me. You might see the difference between now and before is before I was running away from every fight, and I was taking like these giant hits of damage. Just trying to avoid all these fights. It's like, you know, at the end, it actually turns out that unless it's the slimes or the things that insta-kill you, it's probably just better to fight the fights. I know we had the whole conversation with Raph in chat before where there is the option to not fight, but you kind of have to. Or you don't have to, but there are a lot of these fights where the consequence of fighting isn't bad. It's time, sure, but at the end of the day, you kind of do need the experience points. Like I said, I'm gonna get into this fight at the end of the game, and all the energy is gonna get drained from me the moment I lose. The culmination of another 10 hours wasted. At the very least, the bosses don't tend to be much of a problem anymore either. I mean, a couple of them still do have like one-hit kills, which is annoying. There we go. Leaves one boss remaining in our path to the final boss. And I literally believe it's just right here on the right. So let's get these little bits of healing in. Kill us some air elementals. Sorry, every time I put that up, it feels like I had something in my throat today, which is believable. That's the last thing I want any of you out there in TV land to hear. It's always disappointing when that second to last hit doesn't end the fight when you want it to. Alright. I think everybody's near cap now. We should be fine to get into a fight with Tiamat with. Right here, right? Yeah, there we go. Kinda forgot which junction Tiamat was sitting in. Yeah, everyone's at full. If there's any damage we're going to take here, we're going to walk over to the stairway, go down the stairway, and then use all of our healing potions to refresh. Kind of want to avoid using the spells until we're in the fight, so that every decision is a strategic one, less so than a wasted choice. I had considered when I was grinding just farming the bosses, but the bosses don't actually give you all that much experience. Alright, we're here. Circle down and around first before we do anything. And there he is. So... oh, look at that! Maximum gold. Don't know if that's because I was a fool early on, by thinking that the gold prices weren't adjacent to their level names. Another thing I can indicate at the guide. Oh, that was a waste. Okay, everybody is good. Alright, well, let's do this thing. Remember me, Garland? Your puny lot thought it had defeated me, but the four fiends sent me back 2,000 years into the past. From here, I sent the four fiends to the future. The fiends will send me back to here, and the time loop will go on. After 2,000 years, I will be forgotten, and the time loop will close. I will live forever, and you shall meet doom. I mean, you're allowed to laugh at anything. I'm not stopping you from laughing. Ah, crap. I meant to use temper, not ice. Well, that was a wasted turn. Wall. Oh, only one person. I guess you. Yes, way to go, Raph. Not who I meant for you to cast it on, but whatever. Alright, fight, fight. Now, I mean for you to temper. Let's see. How many more do I have? 3. Let's try Fade, see how well it works on him. Okay, you're not using super powerful spells right now, although Raph is already almost dead, like I got brought up before. Okay, Fade is quite powerful. What do we have? Let's see what XIII does on him. You know, you should probably just use Fades all over. I think we're in rush territory now. XIII is... I'm super disappointed in you, Raph. Okay. I guess Tempers. Tempers are the things to use. Get it on Griff. And Fade again, your last Fade. Come on, let's do it! Oh, I guess we must have crit on the first Fade because that was embarrassingly small. What else do we got? I don't think I got very many buffing spells. I guess let's keep Temper going. And that was your last Fade. You're at half. Let's try and get you up to full. That was 10 damage. Come on, team. We gotta pull this one out. Aim for the fences. Use all those sports metaphors that we've learned through the years. No, he full healed. Alright, we're starting from 0 again. Griffin doing 31 damage to the boss is very disappointing. Especially after we have already used the, all the Fades that we had. Alright, Raph, pull it back. I don't know why Griff is suddenly doing, like, next to no damage. Come on, keep it Tempur-pedic. Let's see, we got no more walls left. Do we have... And Harm doesn't work on him because he's not undead, right? The only main and powerful attack you've got is Thor. The 24 is better than nothing, so long as he doesn't cure 4 again. Damn it, Griff, you did 1 damage. Right, keep the temper going. Wait, I'm not tempering Griff. Griffin is doing 1 point of damage to the last boss. What the hell, man? Oh, now you do 142 when I don't temper you. I feel like he was halfway to dead when he full healed. So I mean, so long as he doesn't full heal again, we could do this. And then you missed, Griffin. The hell, man? I groomed you for this day. One damage. Damn it. You're not really earning your place on the team anymore, man. Alright, you're out of tempers. Start using spells. And Griffin is the one that killed Chaos. I've been complaining of the entire time. And he's the one that gets the death hit. I don't wonder if it was waiting for me to hit the button here. He slowly divides into nothingness. One might even say dissolves. The time loop is now broken. The 2,000-year-long battle is over. Peace prevails. Control of the four elements, the earth, the wind, the fire, and the water, again belongs to the earth. Garland's hatred burned for 2,000 years. That hatred led to the four powers to this world. Led the four powers to this world. Chaos was created from those four. Evil dominated the world and covered it in darkness. But it is over now. Wrong has been set right. The Light Warriors are returning. As they travel in time, the world returns to normal. Sarah and Jane wait for them. Of course, Garland does too. It is a time loop. But when did it ever happen? When did it ever happen? Everything went mad in a day. The reason lies in the 2,000-year time loop. The four chose to become one force and fight against the four evil forces that set darkness upon the world. When the four return, it will be to their past. All signs of the battle with the forces will be erased. But the legend will live on, passed down by the dwarves, the elves, and the dragons. What happens to the humans? Passed on by peoples unsure where the story came from. The Light Warriors return from their journey back in time, 2,000 years. The memories stored deep in their hearts will protect the world. Never forget the good and true. Never turn the four powers to the dark side. The dark side. And truth will always live in the hearts of the people. The warriors who broke the 2,000-year time loop is truly a light warrior. That warrior was you! May the orbs always shine. What are we drawing here? Is it the Final Fantasy logo? No, it's the end. I am a dumbass. It is the end. Drawn in Etch-a-Sketch mode. I mean, they spent time animating this. We're gonna watch it. God, the music does end. I've been conditioned by Marvel movies for the last 20 years to just sit here and stare at credits. Wow. The game just ends. Button, 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 button. Can't even go back to the menu, see if you saved or anything.